This is our newest project, a terrarium in San Diego. A lovely couple down here had a big marine reef tank, which was not doing too well. So they decided they would like something new and different. So they called us and we came down and we created this for them. It's a little over 3 feet square and about 3.5 feet tall. And as you can see, it's absolutely beautiful. It's a tropical rainforest vivarium planted with bromeliads, tillandsias, orchids, mosses, ferns, African violets, gesneriads. And the basic rock that we used is the volcanic lava rock, Mexican bowl lava. And what we did is we came and we took out all the old aquarium equipment, cleaned everything out, got rid of all the salt that was crusted on everywhere. And the big overflow column here in back, which could not be removed, we hid that by creating a rock cliff, which goes all the way from the bottom to the top of the tank. And about halfway up that rock cliff face is a simulated artesian spring, which forms a little waterfall down the front of the cliff face. And above that, this time for this setup, instead of planting the tree in the ground, we planted the tree actually on the cliff face above the waterfall. And this is a lavender starflower, Grewia occidentalis, another one of my favorite trees for these tropical tanks. And you can see this right here. There's one on these on each side. This is what we call a braid. What we do is there are some roots in the pocket up here where we have the tree, and there are other roots going down this braid, which is filled with moist planting mix, down to soil level. Once the roots have grown all the way down and come into contact with the soil, we'll slowly unravel this braid from top to bottom over time, exposing the roots, which will harden up and form the kind of thing that you see in nature when a tree has been growing on a cliff and it has eroded away to expose the roots. So you'll have this tree just basically hanging onto the cliff face. And you can see we've just started training it, and over the course of the next year, I will train it out into the volume of this tank. And right now there's only a couple little tillandsias on there. There's an ionantha, which will turn bright red now that it's in good light, and a tectorum over there somewhere. But as you can see, for now, it's not in bloom right now, unfortunately, but I'll be back to take another video when it is. It gets covered with these beautiful little blue flowers, which is why it's called lavender starflower. So also in this tank, then you can see we have lots of bromeliads. Most of them neoregilias, but we have like a couple of bilbergias. There's a bilbergia which is sending up a flower spike right now. That'll be a big, beautiful arching flower, red bracts with blue flowers. And then we've got lots of beautiful little neoregilias down here. And on the cliff, we have more bromeliads and lots of orchids and tillandsias. We've got probably different, about maybe 8 or 10 different orchid species in here, and about maybe 6 different tillandsia species. Most of the bromeliads, of course, as I said, are neoregilias. Just beautiful colors. And in this light that we are using now is really magnificent. It's full sun, about 20,000 foot candles right under the light. By the time it gets down to the upper canopy level of the vivarium, it's still like 13,000 foot candles. And all the way down here at the floor, it is still somewhere around 500, 800, or even 1,000 foot candles in various places down here at floor level. The shadiest spot in here, over here, like under one of these bromeliads, would be like around 300 foot candles. So it is bright, bright, bright. And these bromeliads will keep this color and get even brighter. They're eye-popping already, and they'll be even better. On the waterfall, we have lots of little aquatic plants, spreading types and anubias and all kinds of things that will spread and grow. In the water feature, right now you can see the pump in there, but we have a miniature water lily which will send up its pads and cover the surface with its pads and will bloom under this good light. And we have some Echinodoris here, a melon type called ocelot, which gets covered with beautiful red spotting. I don't know if you can see some of that on the leaves already. But down here in front we have, this is an epidendrum orchid, I think from Peru, rocky regions of Peru, which should bloom most of the time in here. And we've got lots of little African violets in colors of blue and pink and white down here in the front. We've got little syningiums down here, all kinds of gesneriads, and there's a little dwarf philodendron there. We've got about 3 different kinds of moss. Our mosses are all true tropical mosses from Asia. They do very well in these situations. They don't need cold periods or dry periods like a lot of the mosses you get in this country need, and so they will look good all the time. Right now, since it's new, the moss, is in little patches. That's how we have to put it in, but it will spread together and will look very natural. Over the course of the next year, you'll see how this terrarium develops. It's going to, the moss will spread and color, and the bromeliads will pup, things will come in and out of bloom, the tree will get to the point where it fills the whole volume. I'll keep training it using bonsai techniques until it fills up this whole space. It'll look like a sort of windswept, gravity-induced type of bonsai. So this is the beautiful tank that we did in San Diego for this, just the sweetest couple in the world. Yeah, why don't you bring them in? You guys want to come in here and tell people what you think of this little thing we did for you?
Where did she go?
This is Jack. He's the owner of the home here, and his wife Evelyn is somewhere around.
I'll go get her.
Okay.
She's coming. Come on.
This is Evelyn, Jack's wife. I see they're carrying some here. Jack has a fabulous wine cellar, and they keep giving us these wonderful bottles of wine. We're going to get drunk tonight, I think.
Yeah.
So this
Rex
is Jack
and Don have created a living tropical centerpiece for our house. Converted saltwater aquarium tank that we had for the last 15 years, and created this magnificent living piece of artwork. It just, we're just having a hard time taking in everything that exists there, and then we'll have the pleasure over the many months and years, hopefully, to come to see this thing evolve into a true tropical environment that is spellbinding.
Thank you.
I don't know what's fantastic, this one or just 2 guys over here.
I mean, they are
the
true
best.
artists, without a doubt.
Why, thank you very
best.
much.
And
Thank you.
extremely patient.
Thank you very
I mean,
much.
it's just it's unbelievable the amount of work they've put into this. And this has not been an easy environment to work in because it's
Yes.
very enclosed. It has a tight area to come in through the top, unlike some of the environments they've worked in.
That's one of the reasons we're doing this video, is we want to let people know what can be done with pre-existing setups that you may have. It was difficult because usually when we do a vivarium or a terrarium, we have our aquarium guys make us our tanks that open from the front, so they're easy to work on and easy to maintain. But you can see it can be done. It was difficult. We had to hang over through the top, and Don had to crawl in there to do all the rock work.
I think he spent a week in a cage. The man in the bubble.
But this is the result right here, a beautiful tropical environment that hopefully they'll enjoy for years to come. Okay? So we're going to...
Thank you so much. We get to see
And
you
here's some
again.
refreshment for both
Thank
of
you,
you.
thank you, thank you. We will gladly accept this.
Thank you. So sweet of you. Yes.
All right, we're going to sign off now, and that's our latest project.